This is Morten from Inkish. Today, Chica and I, we have the pleasure of being with Edelmann in Heidenheim, just a couple of hours north of Munich. And I'm here with Michael from Edelmann. Michael, good to see you.
Nice to see you, Morten.
We were here a couple of years ago filming your fantastic Steinemann machine. And then I only today learned that you are actually the specialist, right?
I not want to say I'm a specialist, but I think I know a lot for this machine. And we are currently always in a development status, but we think we have a good ramp up at the moment.
It's funny when you say in development, because yes, digital technology always keeps evolving, but you're using the machine a lot, right?
Yes, we use at the moment the machine quite a lot. We do not always do a comparison to the conventional production, so we search for an add-on.
And that add-on, is that because you can do things with the Steinemann that you cannot do in analog?
Yeah.
I mean, you have the fine details, because I saw one of your samples from the notebook that we have in the background. Some of the foilings are so, or the metallization to be correct, is so fine that it would be impossible to do in analog, right?
Yeah, that's really the truth. We can do different things, what we can not achieve with the analog system, and we can combine some things as a silk screen or embossing or a hot foil.
Let's take one step back, because what I also got to know when I was introduced to you just before we turned on the camera, you have also been in Switzerland with Steinemann to give them input on what you need from a production perspective, right?
We do both. We learn from them what the machine is able to do, and on the other hand, we told them what we need to give a production for industrial production. That's it.
What are the biggest needs when you talk about industrial production? Is it speed, or is it sheet size, or is it the thickness of the layers? I mean, what are the objectives you are looking for?
I think it's a combination of all. We need a sheet size, which talks also in our industrial machine park, and it's also the speed to give industrial production and so on.
And I mean, because you have a lot of Heidelberg machines that are producing a lot of packaging material, and then you have a Steinemann standing actually at the end of all the offset machines. Yeah. Is that also because I mean, I think that a lot of people think digital is only for digital print, but you use it for analog print, right?
We use it on top of analog printing. That's what I said. We combine the digital and the analog things. So the printing is also is always at our plant in conventional printing, in UV and conventional, and we have the add-on with the Steinemann machine.
When you got the machine, I mean, how long time ago is it you got it?
I think 2 years now.
3 years, okay. So when we visited you the last time, that was actually a brand new machine, right? Yeah. So when you look at a machine and you are so involved in the development of giving ideas forth and back, how do you see the machine develop according to your needs?
We are in the status where we can achieve a similar thing from the analog hot foil or embossing. But we have what I said in front of the add-on, where we can do some silkscreen adaptations also on this machine.
Okay, so where you in the past had to go to both, let's say, embossing and foiling and screen printing in 3 different processes, that is basically what you can do in one machine?
Yes, and sometimes in one pass.
In one pass as well.
Best case. Yeah.
That must have an influence on waste, right?
Also, yes.
And does that mean that it is let's say, a more sustainable way of producing packaging?
It's a sustainable way to produce packaging. We don't need any tools. We are really fast, and what you said, we have really reduced waste.
Is that also when, because I remember also from the last time I was with Edelmann, the demand from customers of being sustainable and also still being able to produce really beautiful things, that is a constant pressure. So when you work also with the Steinemann machine, is that part of the reason why you have invested in the machine?
It's apart from that, yes. Really.
What is the most important takeaway from a machine if you look at the Steinemann machine, in your opinion?
For me, we can do quite nice things, very shiny things, where we see on a table. And
you're welcome to take one of the samples and show us if you like.
I think they are all fine.
Made by Edelmann, right?
Yeah. And what you see, you can do similar things.
Yeah, so when we spoke about that very, very fine details that you cannot do analog, this is like this one here, right?
Yes.
And this is basically because I understand that when you use the MaxLiner 3D, basically you have a PDF file with the design of the foil, for example, right? And then the percentage of the color you use for it is basically the height of the foiling, right?
And we use up to 50 grams per square meter, but the machine itself is able to do 100 grams in one run.
Okay. And the reason why you choose to use less, is that both because of cost and also because of the sustainability, or is it also because it looks better in your opinion?
It had different reasons. When we go with 50 grams with the film and the varnish unit, it's the limit with 50 grams. So we can do it in one run.
Okay, so that is why you do it. Okay.
So if we wanted more, it's really different. Sometimes you have more lead time, more production time, and well, the cost is also
of course. Yeah. So, Michael, I can't help think about, because I mean, you look, of course, on the Steinemann mostly from, let's say, a technical perspective, because you look at what it can do. Do you see an increasing demand from the market in having these kind of embellishments?
Yes, we see the increasing.
So more and more work, basically.
Yeah, sometimes we get more and more askings about that. About this technology.
And is that also when it comes to like variable data on using a digital embellishment, or is it more like static, or?
At the moment it's more like static, but the askings about serialization also rise up more.
Last few questions here. I'm a little bit curious, because if you, with your involvement in the technology, what is your biggest wishes for the future?
Our biggest future is to have a second machine.
Okay, I think they can help you with that easily, right? Yeah.
No, to be honest, I think we should have more great brands to go on this system. It's not easy to get an opportunity to get into the great brands. They all talk about, but they are not all changing at the moment.
But you see a growing interest in it?
Yes.
Okay.
The interest is there.
So it's a matter of time, basically. Okay. And having a second machine, is that something that is in the budgets, or is it something that... No, not yet.
It's
okay.
only in my brain.
That's your wish. You know, if we don't have dreams for Christmas, we never know what happens, right? But fantastic. But thank you very much for your time. That was super nice talking to you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure.
Likewise.